So spoiler alert, I did not once reach for any of my true designer bags over the past 3 months. Hello and welcome to A Briefcase of Luxury, a place where we love to chat about all things related to life, learning, and luxury. If you are new, then welcome, and if you are returning, then welcome back. Either way, I am so glad you are here. Now, as a business professor who officially only works 9 months out of the year, the summer is an extremely low-key season for me, especially when I don't have any big travel plans. Like, I don't go into the office, any meetings that I have can be done virtually. So suffice to say, summer is when I transform or morph or really devolve into an utter and complete slob if nothing calls for me to be even halfway presentable. Like, apparently that is my reverted natural state of being. But that being said, having nowhere to go and no one to meet, I was a little surprised looking back at what bags I actually reached for the most. So now that summer is over or wrapping up and life is going back to normal, for me at least, in terms of having to get out of the house again and be halfway presentable again, I wanted to reflect on my 5 most used summer bags and what I learned about myself and what this means for my future luxury purchases. Because in short, here I am with a closet full of gorgeous and, let's be honest, very expensive bags, and the vast majority of them remained virtually untouched for the past 3 to 4 months, as in never left the house, as in never saw the natural light of day and never got exposed to the natural elements. Like, looking back, I was still 100% perfectly content with the handful of bags, literally like 5 bags that I did use on repeat. So here we go. Let's talk about my 5 most used summer bags for 2023. So first up, my summer day-to-day bag and most used bag, hands down, would be the Uniqlo round mini shoulder bag, or just the Uniqlo viral bag. So this currently retails for under $20 US, and I use this bag virtually every single day this summer. So mine is in the color bone, but this comes in a variety of colors, and last I checked, they were finally available again online and in stores, but they still seem to sell out extremely quickly. So if you aren't able to get your hands on one of these, I would just keep checking back because they do seem to restock these fairly quickly. Oh, and I also do have a separate review video about this bag that I made at the beginning of summer when my mom first picked one up for me, because she saw it on social media and got one for herself and swore by it. But here we are, about 90 days, maybe 120 days into summer, which means I've honestly used it at least 90 to 120 times. And suffice to say, I am such a huge fan. Like, I am sold. This may well be the only casual bag I need to survive in my collection. So this color, this bone color, has been perfect for the summer, but I can also see this working into the fall and the winter. My coats are typically in like black, navy, gray, various shades of camel or caramel. So I think this would look great and blend in seamlessly with my fall/winter closet as well. And since the straps are adjustable, like, I can easily make it work with my bulkier coat, or heck, I could wear it inside of my coat if I really wanted to. I mean, one thing I love about this bag is that it is so deceptively roomy and incredibly easy to use, right? So this has been with me to countless restaurants and have survived. I've worn this with black. I've completely sweated through outfits being outdoors in the summer wearing this bag, and still I haven't had any issues with discoloration or color transfer. This bag has been caught in downpour rain. Like, it's been a real trooper. And since it's already like in an off-white color to begin with, even if there's been any additional fading or yellowing, I haven't really noticed. Now, I mentioned in my original review video that I was hoping this color would be like a purer white, but now I am so glad that it's not. So absolutely my most used bag this summer, and this cost a total of 20 bucks. So next up, we have my summer errand, have to leave the house for an hour or less bag, and that would be my Prada pouch that I converted into a mini shoulder bag. So Online, the pouch, it's showing a retail price of $8.95, or at least for one that looks almost identical from the Prada website, but I'm absolutely positive that I was not that out of my mind to pay that much for this thing. I got mine from the Prada outlet, and it's just a very simple nylon pouch in black with some silver accents. It has the Prada triangle enamel logo in the front. Let me open it up for you. It is kind of like nylon lined on the inside. Again, super simple pouch. Like, I don't think there's no pockets or anything on the inside. We do have the Saffiano leather zipper pull, and we also have a short adjustable clutch strap. And I think at max, I paid somewhere between like $300 to $400, which granted is still quite a bit for a very simple pouch. But earlier this summer, I did buy a very simple little silver link chain. I think it was like under 10 bucks from Amazon, and I converted this into a short shoulder bag, and I think it's simply adorable. So if I have to leave the house to make just a quick errand and I'm in and out of the house for, under an hour or so, all I need is my phone, my keys, my wallet, then this is what I've been reaching for. It's super lightweight. I love the chain, actually. The chain was a huge hit, and it stays really well on my shoulder. And so this pouch has definitely gotten a lot more use now that I have added this short shoulder chain to it. But anyways, up next we have my summer, what I consider to be my slightly more elevated day bag, which is my Longchamp Le Foulonne top handle bag. So this currently retails for $5.50. Now, before I get going, if you've watched some of my earlier videos from the summer, yes, I originally bought this Dior Mitza and this Hermes Pegasus, really, for another one of my Longchamp bags, my leather crossbody Le Pliage in the size small in the color terracotta. So if you missed that video, I'll link it down below. But that is officially my least used bag like ever. And I bought these accessories to kind of like jazz that particular bag up and to make me more excited to reach for it. Now, in my defense, one of the reasons why this bag made the list and not the Le Pliage is that we did take a mini road trip for about a week, and instead of bringing the Le Pliage, which I think would have worked equally well, I brought this top handle bag with me instead and figured why not take the Mitza and the Pegasus out on the road with us as well. And see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, that poor Le Pliage bag just keeps getting passed over. Now, back to this bag. Now, the one thing I love about a good top handle, boxy, structured bag is that there is no organization needed, right? Like, you literally just throw in what you want to bring out with you, no questions asked, and it's still really easy to root around and relocate what you're looking for. So if you have any experience with the Le Pliage bags, then you'll know that you probably need to like shake it around a little bit to try to find what you need in there. And again, the main thing really, back to the color, the other reason why I didn't bring the Le Pliage bag out on this road trip was because I had very specific outfits that had patterns. They were brighter, they were more summery, that I had wanted to bring in to wear on the trip. And this top handle bag was just a lot more neutral, a lot more universal, and I didn't want to bring more than one handbag on the trip. So like, this top handle was fantastic. So while we were out and about, like, we would be gone for like the entire day, running around from place to place, and it was more than capable of carrying everything we needed between my husband and I. And so, but that being said, in the fall, it's going to be the Le Pliage's bags, time to shine, and I'm going to make certain of it. Also, I should probably just show you the bag in a little bit more detail for those of you who aren't familiar, or those of you who haven't seen my channel. I mean, I've talked about this bag countless of times, but I primarily use it as a top handle crook of the arm bag. However, it does come with straps. I just have them tucked in. These straps are adjustable. And they are removable too. If you can see, they just kind of buckle into place. I also love that it does have a zip top, so it can zip shut, so it gives you a lot more security if you need it. It has a zipper pocket in the back and a slip pocket in the front. It is fabric lined on the inside. That's just the dust bag for the bag. But yeah, so again, I am such a huge fan of this bag from Longchamp. If you're looking for something different that's not their nylon, if you want to try out their leather, I highly suggest this line. All right, in fourth place, we have my summer Sunday brunch dressy bag, if you will, and that is my Karl Lagerfeld, I still don't know how to pronounce the name, but it's the Agyness or the Agyness tweed bag. Mine is in the lilac tweed design. So the retail price for these bags are what typically max out at, I think, around $150, but you can always find them on sale depending on like the different variation in tweed designs. I paid about $100, maybe a little under $100 for mine earlier this year. I would say I use this most often, like I mentioned, on the weekends. And I think there are several reasons why I reached for this so often. I think one, it's one of my first new bag purchases for this year. So it's still like new and shiny, if you will. And two, I really wanted to see how I would get along with bags that had these characteristics. Like I wanted to test out the tweed. I don't have any other bag in my collection in a tweed fabric. I wanted to test out lighter colors. So besides like my Uniqlo bag, I have very few bags that are in a lighter color. And last, honestly, because it's not an expensive bag, I didn't think twice about grabbing it and bringing it out. I think that actually was a huge factor, and we'll come back to this in a minute. I also do have an unboxing video of this, so I'll link it down below if you want to see this bag up close, but just very quickly, it does have like a double shoulder chain strap, so you can use it as a shoulder bag or a crossbody bag if you pulled it all the way through. There is a slip pocket in the back. There is a turn lock closure that just opens up like that. And the inside is fabric lined. We have some card slots. We have some zipper pockets. And again, it's held up really, really nicely. I haven't had any issues with the tweed pulling or coming undone. Like I said, I think even when I bought this bag, like I was a little hesitant about, you know, the Karl lettering on here. However, the way I wear it under my arm, like it's perfect because my arms just kind of covers it up. And again, it's not like overbearing just because I think of the calligraphy font. It just kind of looks like a little bit of extra detailing from far away. But yeah, here we go. Now, last but not least, we have my summer night out bag, and that would be the Mansur Gavriel Cloud Clutch in Biscotto. So these currently retail like in the $500 range, but I think you can also find these on sale. I paid like a little over $300 for mine. It was on sale, I believe, at Neiman Marcus. I can't remember off the top of my head. Back to this bag, not that I've had many nights out, but when I did, this was the only bag I gravitated towards. I talked about this clutch several times. It's so easy and carefree to use. Most of the time, it does come with straps, by the way, but I typically just tuck the straps in and I use it purely as a handheld clutch. But in a pinch, I can always pull up the straps if needed. And this to date, I would still honestly consider this my best dupe purchase because I was originally going to consider the Bottega pouch, but I saw this on sale and figured, hey, why not? I might as well just see if it's a style that even works for me before forking out thousands for the Bottega pouch. And I honestly have not regretted this decision one bit. If anything, this was one of the purchases that really scratched my itch, like better than I could have imagined. Like I don't see what the Bottega pouch could have offered better than this, and that to me is what makes a really good dupe purchase. And I'll just give you a quick look at it. It is in a lamb skin. It's super soft, super buttery. The magnetic closure on the top is really strong. Like, I don't know if you can hear that, but super, super secure. It's just I have the dust bag in here as well. It's just an open hole. It fits a lot. Again, this is another one of those deceptively roomy bags. I always put this warning out there, like you do want to be careful not to overstuff it because it's really easy to do that, especially if you're using it as a handheld, because the more you put in here, the bulkier it gets and it gets harder to grab. There were several times this summer I loaded this thing up pretty good because I was also carrying like my husband's wallet and his keys, especially when we're at events. And using it, like carrying it like this, made it a lot easier than trying to like grab it at the bottom. And so that's just what I did. And hands down, one of my best dupe purchases to date. Now, looking at these 5 bags that I've been reaching for on repeat, and by repeat, I mean, I honestly did not reach for any of my other bags. And I'm not even trying to be dramatic or clickbaity here. Like, these were the only 5 bags I've used in the past 3 months. And like I said, the Cloud Clutch got used, maybe 3 to 5 times, because that's honestly the number of summer evening night out events we had attended, and it made it on the list. The Le Foulonne bag made it on the list because it was the only bag I took on maybe like a 5-day road trip. So this is me being really generous with my most used criteria, but it's still the truth. And sure, I've played around with the other bags in my collection. I've taken them off the shelf, but none of them have left the closet in the past 3 months, which begs the question, why the heck do I have so many other bags, and why do I still want more? Why am I still creeping on Hermes bag drops, on Fashion File? Like, why is this not enough? What this has really shown me is that I really truly do have more than I need, and I can definitely make do with less than what I currently have. If I can survive 3 months on 5 bags, who's to say I can't keep doing that? Now, I know I don't have a lot by luxury YouTube standards, but I feel like I do have more than the average person, especially when it comes to designer bags. Like, I could have reached for any of those these past few months. There was nothing stopping me from using them, but I didn't. I chose not to. So what purpose are they really serving, If I'm just as happy to reach for these bags that range from $20 to $500 on the high end, then do I really still need to chase after my wish list? Not that I'm now set on doing like a purse purge either. I typically have a 1 bag a week rotation system. And I will say up until this summer, I've been really good about doing that. Like, I would start on one end of my shelf, and once a week I'll rotate out my bags and I'll pick outfits for the week to match the bag. But for whatever reason, that system went out the window this summer because I was that lazy. So now that things are going back to normal for me, I have a feeling that I'll pick that routine right back up again, which makes me feel somewhat better. But it still got me reconsidering what bags to bring home in the future and why I want to bring them home. But long story short, like most people, I know I overconsume and I know I overspend. Case in point, my gorgeous new Her bag in the black coated canvas with the gold hardware. Did I need a second Her bag? Absolutely not. I bought it because it was a pipe dream bag, one that I thought would be improbable for me to own. But what does that even really mean, right? It's a bag I've dreamt of owning, so when the opportunity presented itself, I pounced. But I have so many other dream bags. Is that how I'm going to react every single time this situation happens, or do I need to fix the dream? So hey, I'm still trying to figure all of this out, and I know from the outside this may seem really, really silly to put that much mental energy into thinking about handbags, but hey, we all have our vices, and this is most definitely mine. And if you are watching this video, then chances are it's probably yours too, and I'm guessing like me, you probably also do really enjoy collecting handbags, whether other people get it or not. Now, is it a problem? Not necessarily, but it can most definitely be if we're not careful. I think at the end of the day, as long as we're not jeopardizing our financial futures, as long as we're not letting our materialistic wants consume and dictate how we live our lives, then yeah, I probably will continue to have wish lists, and I will probably continue to make aspirational bag purchases, even though this summer has proven that I can survive and be happy with a lot less. If anything, it goes to show I really need to stop being such a slob in the summer so I can properly utilize and appreciate my entire closet and purse collection. Until then, thank you so much for watching and for listening to my ramblings. I really do appreciate you being here. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so we can catch up next time.